Hello again! We are back, and we're going to try to finish off the Minotaur maze today. I'm going to bring one of these ender pouches with me. Let's see how these things work. So, if I take this and open it... Okay, cool. So I can just stick stuff in there, close it, and there we go. That's stored it. Great. I think there's some way... I'm not exactly sure how it works. There's some way to link this up with an ender chest of this type. So like these have particular colors assigned to them. Yeah, so maybe if I just craft one with white wool, it'll link up to it, and whatever I put in the ender pouch will go into the chest. But I think there's some way to reconfigure the colors so you can have multiple ones. But anyway, for now we'll just keep this pouch with us for storage. And yeah, you'll notice my house looks a little different. We'll go over that a little later, but I wanna first finish up the maze. And oh yeah, exterior looks a little different too. So yeah, we'll get to that. But let's finish the maze first. So I have taken. Let's put on our armor before we forget. Once this breaks, which will 4 hits, we'll replace it with this one. Hi, spider. Yeah, I filled in the first floor map. It looks like this. I can't see anything. And yeah. That's the whole thing. I didn't find anything else particularly exciting there. But I brought the materials to make another... Okay, you know what? I don't even know my way to the way down with the map up. I brought the materials to make another map, so we can start filling it in for this floor and see where we haven't been. Because I was a little bit lost last time we did this. Now I think you can just craft this map anywhere because it makes a blank maze map, so this is just like a normal map. Once you use it, it actually assigns it to the place. But oh yeah, that was interesting. It drew the previous floor first. Okay, so I don't want the entire episode to be dedicated to going through this maze, so I'm gonna walk through here, fill in this map, and if I see interesting stuff, I'll show it to you. So be back when we find something interesting. Oh, I believe we found the boss room. And actually, before we go in there, there's something I wanted to try here. So I said before I wanted to fill up a soul shard with the boss's soul. I heard, the rumor mill says that soul shards don't work on Twilight Forest mobs. So I'm going to try them on these dungeon slimes. Dang it, I said dungeon slimes. Maze slimes here first and see if they work at all. If they don't... Oh yeah, they totally don't, because I killed a small one and I got nothing. Because I would like to farm these guys for their charms of keeping, because those are actually pretty cool. I accidentally died in here while I was filling out the previous floor's map. And, oh, stop using your vile sword, it doesn't work. Okay, so we won't waste our time trying to do that. In fact, let's just put that stuff away. So those go in there. Neat. Oh man, I like this thing. I'm going to keep it with me all the time. Get on me! Didn't even realize he was sneaking up. What? Okay, well there's the boss. I guess he hit me through the wall. This is a Minishroom. Can't get to me because there's a fence in his way. No. We will not be having any more of that. Watch out, Bat! Okay, sorry, Bat. Had to do it. I hate these things so much. Anyway, let's fight this guy. So he has a pretty cool axe. Kind of wish I had some potions for this, but I don't. Which map is which here? This is okay. This is the right one. Now I think you can kind of cheat here and just do this for a while, because I don't actually have to go in there and get in melee range. So yeah, I don't know. Let's make this an interesting fight. Let's actually go in and fight him properly. Ow. Ow. Oh, there's a creeper. Oh, wow, that took... Really? Are you serious? That was like 5 hits! I remember that guy being a lot tougher than that. That was not a boss. What the hell? Alright, so I guess we conquered this maze. Let's see what's in the treasure chests. Steel leaf helm, that's cool. It's better than what I'm wearing. And it looks cool. Another one. And haha, we have our ender pouch, so we can actually put this stuff away without just having to make a run back. All these stupid... Oh, that's not mushroom stew. That's beef stroganoff. Okay. Huh. Well, this thing is... That axe is pretty damaged. I'll have to try a few things with it. I'll see if I can uncraft it, and also, because if I can find a way to repair it, no, well, I mean, it doesn't have a crafting recipe, so I won't be able to uncraft it. Alright, so 294. I think extra charge damage just means that it does more damage if you're sprinting while you use it. But let's get some of this stuff put away that I'm not using. Yeah, well, that's there if I need it. Okay, this is the level 1 map. Don't need that. Okay, sure. So let's play with this thing. Works as an axe. Is a little bit quicker than that, maybe. Okay, well, it doesn't one-shot them if I'm sprinting. Oh, stay away from me, stay away from me. Okay, did we check all of these chests? I don't think we did. No! Hey! Whoa! Actually put me inside a wall right there. Not another one! Hitting you with the axe! Creeper! Wow, those things are deadly. Yikes! In combination with other mobs, at least. So they're kind of like cave spiders in that respect. More maze stone for me. Alright, this area seems safe enough. I hear more, probably, pinch beetles. Okay. Well, again, I didn't want to spend the whole episode in here, so let's just get this space cleared out, check out the rest of the chests, and I'm gonna head back and we'll do some more stuff back home. Hey! Almost killed me there. Alright, so let's just check the chests. More of the same stuff. I think that's the one I partially looted already, maybe? Yeah. Okay, so we cleared this place. I'll go ahead and fill in the rest of the... What? Oh, that's a slime beetle. I'll fill in the rest of the map for this floor at some point. Which way did I come in? I sealed it off for some reason. Must have been here. But yeah, so that's the boss of that place. Let's head back and do some stuff back at home. Alright, we're back here. Let's try out this other fancy ender chest. See if we can figure out how it works. So we have one of these. I'll just put it next to our to-do chest for now. So this has, you can see, 3 white wool colors on it. So yeah, this is connected up with our ender pouch. So if I take something out of there... Oh wow! If I open the pouch, it opens the chest. That's pretty cool. So I want to try something. If I... I know there's a way to color these somehow. If I were to take some dye... Let's see, where would I have some dye? Here we go. So let's change one of these to yellow. Can I click on this? Yes, I can. Okay, so that one's yellow. Now how do I... Alright, so that's a totally separate storage space than this now. So that is a lot of different combinations you could use. Now, how do I sync up the ender pouch with this? If I, like, shift right-click it... Oh, that did it! And now I lost the contents of my white one. Okay, let's bone meal that to get that back. Bone meal would be here. Good. Hopefully this works. Yep, okay. So now that stuff's all back in there. Alright. We'll just leave it there for now. Heck, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, so cool. That's how that ender stuff works. We'll play more with that later for sure. Because there's some very cool stuff you can do with that, I think. Anyway, yeah, so let's talk about this house. I've done a bunch of renovations, put ceilings up everywhere, and yeah, it actually feels like a home now. Sort of. You know, it's a building. The ceiling's not open anymore in any places. Yeah, I used different ceilings in all the different rooms. Continued these lights in some places, so the computer room has these darker gray ones that give off just as much light. They just look a bit darker on the block looks a bit darker. And used niter. This is niter up here. So that's what it looks like when you place that stuff. We saw the research for that. So that's what it is in the magic room, along with tower wood and silverwood leaves. Stone slabs for the industrial room, or whatever you call this. So these are cage lamps. They're made pretty much the same as the other lamps we're using elsewhere, just with iron bars instead of glass panes up at the top here. So those are simple. Yeah, so that's nice. I like that this is actually, you know, a more complete house now. Yeah, added a little staircase here for accessing the second floor. Now, one thing you'll notice if you're looking here is it's pretty bright here, but there are no torches. So I've done a bunch of trickery to hide lighting around here, and you would not know. Oh, yeah, I'll talk about those in a moment. Those are awesome. Yeah, these are individual pieces of liquiduct with lava in them, since I noticed that lava lights up stuff. So those are my lava lamps for the ceiling of my power room, and I like them a lot. They're very cool. Also, I accidentally discovered a bug in thermal expansion with them. I'll actually demonstrate that in a bit. But first, let's talk about how I've hidden my lighting. So, there are lights in the floor, but you would never know it because I used facades for them. So there's jack-o'-lanterns hidden down here with a cobblestone transport pipe and a facade up on top of them in strategic places so that everything's properly lit. It's really hard to tell where they are. That's not one, that's not one. Let's see, where's another? There's one. Okay, so you can break them a lot faster. But yeah, that completely hides the lighting, and the facade is transparent, so the light goes through and it's lit up, but you don't have to deal with ugly torches everywhere. I couldn't do it for this floor because this is maze stone. You can't make facades out of it. So I had to do some other trickery here. So, my enchanting room actually only has 15 bookshelves now because this one right here is fake. So that's a pipe with 2 facades on it. And, you know, I have jack-o'-lanterns under chests. This block is fake. Yeah, there's a jack-o'-lantern in there. Oh yeah, just hid my world anchor down here. It's off right now. So yeah, that's how I've renovated my place, and I'm pretty happy with it. I have to get used to actually going out the doors, which are fence gates now, instead of flying over. I'll probably still try to go over, and it doesn't work. But yeah, that's nice. And took down a whole bunch of the land around here because I want to set up farms. Oh hey, that's something we can do today if we get through our to-do list too quickly, which I think we might. Yeah, so we'll do that. Enabled labels in Mistcraft, so it tells you what they are when you get close enough. Anyway, renovated house with hidden lighting. Now, right, so these liquiducts, I found a bug and reported it to King Lemming, and he apparently has fixed it for the next version of thermal expansion, but there is a way that you can duplicate liquids with these, and I'm going to demonstrate it because it's kind of fun. I won't ever use it for anything. I'll destroy anything that I get out of it because I don't want to be exploiting bugs like that. That's just not the way I play. So we're going to take 1 bucket of lava and put it in this tank. So this has 1 bucket in it. You know, I can pull it out. You see it's empty. Put it back in. So I need a lever for this. Now, what I found is that if you attach a liquiduct, that's a fake block. That's why I had trouble placing on it. If you attach a liquiduct of varying length, the longer the better. And do this. So let's put a lever here. Set this to... Oh, Crescent Hammer can reorient levers, which is cool because I get annoyed at having to place them and wait for the random orientation that's right. Anyway, so I flip this lever. Liquiduct fills up. Tank is empty. Now watch what happens when I take out this block. Yeah, I discovered this while I was setting up these lava lights because I was wondering, where's that lava going? Because I observed it wasn't actually pulling it out of the magma crucibles or anything. So if I take this out, watch this section right here. It went up, so it thinks it has more fluid. Now I can reverse this, and if you put, you can, well, there's some Z fighting going on, but there, you can see lava in there. If you put this in a machine that lets you measure how much liquid you have, you'd see that's a small fraction of a bucket. But if I reconnect these now and let it flow back into it, let's actually do that again. Okay, so we'll let this flow out again. Remove this, and that filled up. Looks like it's completely full now. Reverse this again. Some lava goes back into it. Put that there. Do that. Oh, that is definitely more than a bucket. That is a lot more than a bucket. That's like 5 buckets. So yeah, I can pull out a bucket, and I still have some. So I'll just destroy that because I don't want to use duplicated liquids. But yeah, that's a bug that I reported to the guy, and he's fixing it for the next version of thermal expansion. So yeah, that's that. Right now, another thing I was reading on the Feed the Beast forums is someone claimed that autarkic gates do in fact have a warm-up period, just like redstone engines, and will go faster if they've been running for long enough. BuildCraft is open source, so I checked the source code to see if that was true, and it appeared to be, as far as I could see in there, because there is code in there to do that. And I saw no indication that it's not active in the current version of BuildCraft, but I'll talk about this disaster in a moment. Well, actually, I can talk about it now because it's related. So this is an auto crafting table. It makes cobblestone slabs, and I have autarkic gates on it that are just running all the time with energy pulsar. And yeah, so it takes, if I put cobblestone in that chest, let's do it now. Take 3 stacks here. I can just stick it in here. And it will, a whole bunch of these gates will auto-craft cobblestone slabs and pull them out. Oh, you know what? Oh, no way! Oh, okay. Well, look at that. Those did actually speed up. Ha! Okay, well, I just totally ruined the point I was trying to make. So my observations were that autarkic gates never sped up, even though there's code in there to do it. Because the way it works is it's one item every 5 seconds at the basic speed with energy pulsar. Then every time it pulls an item out, it's supposed to gain 1 heat, or at least attempts to pull an item out, it goes up to a maximum of 8 times its original speed. And my observation was that that never happens. Like, it didn't actually... Oh, we have a problem here. Ha! So I need another iron pipe there. Yeah, the problem was that it never sped up. It was always just going at 1 item every 5 seconds. But this definitely went a lot faster. So somehow the speed up did actually trigger. Because, I mean, I did the math. It takes like a little over half an hour to speed up to full speed the way the code is written, but I left those running for way over an hour and they didn't speed up at all. But now they're going fast, so still a little confused about how those work. And yeah, you'll remember we used autarkic gates in our wooden tie machine here. Still had some problems with those, even with the timing tweaks, so I ended up just setting this up completely differently. So now what it does, I know we've spent a lot of time on this hopefully will be the last time. So now what it does is, instead of trying to time those 2 gates differently, yes, this is a fake one, sorry, lighting, I use an autarkic iron gate here, autarkic iron ore gate. When the pipe is empty, it tries to pull something out, and it can't right now because this doesn't have any creosote buckets to fill up, because that doesn't have any creosote oil because there's none in there. But yeah, so if the pipe is empty, it tries to pull an item out. If there's an item in the pipe, it sends a redstone signal. These are independent because this is an OR gate. So yeah, if the items are traversing, whew, I have trouble saying that word, send redstone signal. The redstone signal goes through this block to this line, which goes into a NOR latch, and had to wire this a little bit tricky because of my space constraints, but anyway, that torch goes off, that goes off, this torch goes on, this gets a redstone signal. If redstone signal on, energy pulsar. So what that means is it'll try to pull the empty bucket out of here, and put it back in the liquid transposer. And if an item is traversing, then send a redstone signal, which flips the NOR latch back the way it was, so that this will only ever try to pull an item out of the chest after this has gone once. And I run this with only 1 bucket in the system so that you can't get... I found that just multiple buckets in it just did not work reliably. So yeah, 1 bucket in the system, crafts it, it empties it, then this says, okay, I've pulled an item out, so set this NOR latch. The reason it's a latch is just because, just in case the item makes it all the way through here somehow before this is activated, which shouldn't happen, but just in case. So that pulls out the empty bucket, puts it back in the liquid transposer, goes back in the chest, and it repeats until it runs out of creosote oil or wooden slabs, which actually is getting pretty close. Yeah, so you saw how full that chest was of wooden slabs. I guess it was to here, full stacks along here, and it made that many wooden ties. So, and that'll make just less than a stack of wooden rail beds, which makes how many rails? 16 each. Okay, so that'll make a decent amount of rails. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I did there, and that all works now. It's just was being annoying, but I changed it up a bit. Did some other lighting tricks in here in addition to the hidden stuff. So I noticed that these machines looked awfully dark. So let's try this. So you see how this liquid transposer looks now. If I take this block out, that's a slab, and put a full block there, it gets a lot darker on the bottom. So watch it while I take this block out. Got lighter. Now we're going to put the slab back, and it stays the same brightness. So I used that trick in a bunch of places. A lot of the the blocks around solid blocks are slabs now, just so that they're lit a bit better, because I was that stuff just looked way too dark as it was. Although now it has this weird glow to it. I don't know. Lighting in Minecraft's kind of hard. Yeah, I guess there's not too much more to say about that. Yep, so I can just pull cobblestone from the igneous extruder here, put it in here, and it'll make scrap for me. I have an auto crafting table down here, turning that scrap into scrap boxes, which gets pulled out and put in the mass fabricator for when I want to make UU matter. So that's how I've set that up. Now, I would like to play with... I'm going to skip ahead. We'll do this in a moment. I'd like to play with an item Red Power gives you, which allows you to cut up blocks into smaller pieces. So basically you can like make a slab out of anything, and even smaller items than slabs. Micro blocks they're called. We've seen those a few times. So let's try this on some birch planks. One of the things I want to see is, well, first I just want to play with the mechanics. So let's see, if you craft these, I can do this in the 2x2 crafting grid. If I do it this way, I get 2 wooden plank slabs. Can't do it that way. Okay. So I'll make 2 of those. I can do it this way to get a strip. Sure, let's do that. And this way to get panels. This way to get a thinner strip. This way to get covers. That way to get a cover strip. And you can't cut it down any more than that. And there's all sorts of fancy stuff you can do with this. But what I want to see is if these are transparent. I want to see if these will allow me to hide lighting under my floor the same way those others would. So I need a dark spot. I'm going to create an artificial one right here. Wow, I picked a spot that already has a jack-o'-lantern right in the center of it. But that's fine. We can play with it right there. Okay, so these are placed weird. Like you see sort of the preview of where it's going to go. So if I click here, that goes there. But let's see if... okay, so light level is 11 right here. So if I put one of those on, I know it doesn't change. If I put this here, it does not change. Okay, so that would be an alternate way we can hide our lighting that doesn't require me to use the assembly table to set up the facades and everything. Because, you know, if I put this here, yeah, it goes down to 7. Okay, so that's probably better. Yeah, so let's use that instead. Wooden plank cover. So micro blocks are a way to hide your lighting. Awesome. So there's lots of stuff you can do with those. So, you know, these, you can guess how these work. I can put them like here, and yeah, just have tiny little things there. So I might do a little bit of decoration with those. They always still sound like stone when you break them, but I think you still have to use the right tool. Like if I try to mine this, yeah, still takes a while. But with an axe, it's quick. Anyway, that's all that is. So next thing on our list is I visited a Mistcraft Age, which happened to have a savanna biome in it, which is an ExtraBiomes XL thing, and got another kind of acacia sapling, because there's 2 kinds. There's one from forestry, one from ExtraBiomes XL. So let's plant this thing and grow it and see what it's like. There's my bone meal. I just used it. And I want to put these in the pulverizer, because that gives me more. Not that it matters, because bones are so easy to get, but for some reason I want to do it. See how quick this goes. Okay, see, that's really quick with full power. I think the speed depends on how much power is in the system. All right, so 6 bone meal from that. Here's an acacia sapling, and bone meal it, and it looks like that. So cool. That's another wood option we have. Sadly, forestry special wood does not have stairs right at the moment. Apparently the items exist, but they're disabled because they're buggy or something. Let's see, can you make... Yeah, okay, I already have some planks there. So these, if we look at them right next to... I'll come out here and get the saplings. This drops later. If we look at them right next to birch, they're very similar in color. Let's actually do this. Oh, wow. See, those things are all over the place. That's going to be weird now. So a little bit darker, a little bit maybe redder, or just a tiny bit. Yeah, let's see if you can make stairs out of those. Because I kind of wanted to do something different with these stairs, but I didn't have good options for it. So acacia wood. Hey, yes you can! Awesome! Okay, well I'm not going to make them now, but sweet! So with extra biomes wood, we can do that. Because yeah, I have some forestry wood here somewhere, I believe. Here we go, lime. So lime wood planks look like that. As we saw, you can make slabs out of them, but not stairs, sadly. But it sounds like that's probably going to get fixed at some point, so we will get stairs from those. Yeah, so this is kind of a decorating episode for now. But let's play with something more mechanical. So another red power thing is the alloy furnace, which allows you to do a few different things. I think it's sort of a prerequisite to basic red power stuff. So just 8 bricks in a pattern like that. We have an alloy furnace. Kind of looks like a winking face from that. We'll stick it right next to our soul forge here and face it outward so you can see it. Yeah, that looks really weird. So the thing I want to make in this is red alloy wire. Let's burn peat in it if it'll let us, because we have plenty of that. Also have some coal coke there. Yeah, that's from... I did put some coal in my coke oven. I'm not sure what I want to do with my coal exactly yet, because there's a bunch of stuff you can do. You can put it in the coke oven to get coal coke, which increases its energy density a lot and generates a lot of creosote oil. You know, you can macerate it into coal dust, which lets you either make carbon fiber or diamonds. So I don't know which of those things I most want to do with it. But yeah, let's put some peat in here. If it'll take it, it will. Now, from the tiny bit I know about this gives us red alloy. Well, this gives us red alloy ingots. You can combine these into red alloy wire. From the tiny bit I know about it, it seems like it behaves like redstone dust, only a little different. I'm going to play with it a bit and see if we can figure out some of its properties. So wait for this to cook up. Alright, so that's cooked, and I've gone ahead and made myself a piston because I want to try some redstone stuff with this. So I think we just do this, and we get 12 red alloy wire. So let's try this. Okay, so first, so we place it like that. I'm going to put a lever right here. Okay, it connects to it. And a piston right here. Just any redstone device. I just want to see how it interacts with it. Okay, so it works like redstone there. Now, if I put this over here, I believe with redstone dust, that wouldn't have connected, right? Let's make sure I'm not making things up. So if we break this, put this along here. Yeah, that doesn't activate the piston. But with red alloy wire, yeah, it actually connects and does it. So cool. That gives us perhaps some better connection options for redstone stuff. Because yeah, I was thinking about this when I was messing with this setup here for the biogas engines. Got it pretty satisfactory now because we just have the energy cell here going to a gate here to a redstone signal here. But I wanted to do something with this red alloy wire that would be tricky to do with redstone. Now I think you can also place this on walls. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Haha! All right. So yeah, we use that in some places in place of redstone dust. I just wanted to show it on camera so that I could use it off camera in things. Because you know I like to show things that are new in mods before I go ahead and use them. So now that's an option to me in builds basically. So, wow, yeah, we churned through that pretty quick and still have a little bit of time left. So, I have this treealizer that we built a few episodes ago and tried to use on those crashy saplings that I could have rescued but didn't know how to. So let's try it on these. Okay, so I also found out that apparently chestnuts require a 2x2 area to grow. That's why I was unable to grow that one out there, because I only have one of them. I think we're just going to have to do some arboriculture to get more of them, because I don't expect to find 3 more of these in dungeon chests. So let's put this in here. It still has some honey in it. So as I understand, I stick this here. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Okay. Then I click it again. Good, good. No crashes. All right. So this is, I'm familiar with this interface from beekeeping. This is very similar. Sappiness. I don't know what that means. Girth, 2x2. There we go. That tells me that. So these are large trees. Okay, cool, cool. Okay. Nuts. Cool. Chestnut. Yeah, so chestnut, oops, just threw that. Chestnut is an item you can apparently get from the leaves of these trees. And you can squeeze it for seed oil and mulch. Cool. That's neat. I don't know if you can eat it or cook it or anything. Well, it doesn't have a cooking recipe, so I don't know. Let's look at the other properties this has. Possible produce. Chestnut. There we go. Possible specialty. Nothing. Mutations. None. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. So let's look at the lime saplings. Oh yeah, and so now this is identified. So you see the tooltip tells me H large, F chestnut. So those are some of the essential properties on it. And I can put it back in this at any time without having to consume honey to see its properties again. Should be able to do it with a whole stack of these lime saplings. Silver lime. Okay, so normal, 1 by 1. Lowest, lower. Plains, fruits. Apple is crossed out. Why is that? I wonder what that means. It says it can produce apples. I didn't see it produce any back there, but this is crossed out for some reason. Huh. No mutations on that. Okay. Well, yeah, that's what the treealizer looks like, and we'll definitely be doing more with it and with the beealizer shortly. So, I could wrap this up here. I probably should. First, let's go ahead and set up one forestry auto farm so we can see how that process goes, because that's why I cleared out this area. So I'm going to get the materials I need for that and be back in a moment. All right, so I think the first one of these we want to build is going to be a tree farm, because I'm actually a little bit low on wood, because I'm farming saplings up there with the sapling machine I have that doesn't actually give me any wood back. I have plenty of saplings, but I'm a bit low on logs. So tree farm will give us both, plus apples. Now we can actually use apples in a squeezer to get apple juice, which is more efficient than water here. So I might do that at some point, because I actually have quite a surplus of apples. Yeah, those are all from my sapling machine. But yeah, so in order to make a tree farm, we want both an arboretum and a logger. The logger is also sort of the basis for other types of farms, because you can use it to, we've looked at this before, make pumpkin harvester, all that stuff. But both of these require a small circuit board, which is made in a carpenter. This one has seed oil in it, so I want to use this one that has nothing in it. Okay, let's put some water into it. Probably should give that one an aqueous accumulator, but I might want to use it with different fluids later. So I think we're going to need 2 buckets, maybe? Something like that. Oh, change the layout of this a bit. This is actually kind of cool. So this guy used to have water in front of him. I didn't really like that. There's, however, a bug with turtles. The reason I didn't put it below before is that you can't pick up a bucket of water if there's a block below the block of water you want to pick up when you're picking it up downward. So, but if there's no block below the water, it won't turn back into an infinite spring. So the way I handled that was a bit tricky. In fact, we can just let this guy go. Bog earth 2.lua. So there's a piston down there. So normally there's nothing. Normally there's no block down there. So it'll pull out the water, and so that source block is gone. Then it sends a redstone signal forward. There's a redstone API. I can actually show you this. You know what? Actually, while we do that, we better get our carpenter going because it'll take a little while. So let's give this some water. Put that here and that there. That fills up. So we want to make small circuit boards, which are like this. This thing's weird. You left click there, and it tells it the recipe. Then you give it resources down here, and it makes them. Okay, so that's pretty quick. I didn't even have to break away for that. But yeah, so there's a redstone API here. When we want to get water, we select 6, which is the slot with our bucket in it. Redstone.setOutput front true, so that sends a redstone signal forward. Then we place down, which means use the bucket downward. Wait a little bit so that the water source block can fill back in, and then set output to false. Because of the way pistons are powered, just powering this brick right here is enough to get that to extend when it gets updated, because it does by the water flow changing, and retract when the redstone signal goes off. So, that's how that works. This is a little noisier now, but still works and is more compact. Anyway, our circuit boards are done. I keep looking in there. Oh. Oh. That was really weird. Okay, so they don't stack, but it kept it in its internal inventory, apparently. Anyway, so let's make an arboretum and a logger. So here's an arboretum. Aw, that didn't do what I wanted it to. I wanted it to not consume those resources. Ah, well. And here is a logger. Now, these things both take MJ as their power, and let's see. Let's pick out a spot here. So tree farm can go somewhere in this area. You know what? I'll just pick a spot. Right here is fine. So this logger takes a couple of materials. We need humus here and saplings. This is an output slot. So let's get some of those things. Humus is crafted. Shut up, piston. Humus is crafted. Goomus. With 8 dirt around either compost or fertilizer or mulch and a carpenter. Huh. So those two don't require mulch, but that one does. Crazy. Okay, well, I'll pick one of those recipes and craft some of that, and I'll show you what it's used for once we get that going, so one moment. Alright, I decided to go with compost just because it was easy to craft. I didn't want to wait for the carpenter to go through our mulch, but that's probably how we'll do it once we get set up a bit better, because that gives you 9 instead of 8, and I have plenty of surplus mulch. Compost costs me wheat or ash to craft, so can't look at the recipe here. But anyway, we'll give this some humus and some saplings. Not all the saplings I have, because I still want my fermenter to have some. This doesn't take anything, but it does output stuff. So this isn't going to be very pretty, but I'm just going to do this way. So we'll use a peat engine and some redstone energy conduits to power this. Face the other way, please. Give it some peat, which I forgot to bring with me. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Peat in here, turn it on. Flip this. Though I'm not sure you need to do that. It seemed like some engines were getting power from there with it on the blue setting. But in a moment, this should start doing some stuff. Maybe. If I have this configured correctly. Which I should. I wonder if I've done something wrong. Okay, let's reorient that so it's directly powering the arboretum. Hello? You gonna do anything? It's supposed to be placing those humus blocks. Stored 0 MJ. What? What's going on here? This is putting its power somewhere. Alright, well, I'm going to get... Oh, there it goes, there it goes. Okay, just took a moment to get started, so let's... actually, I'll just leave it powering. Well, no, I don't want to do that, because it doesn't consume quite as much power as a peat engine outputs. With redstone energy conduits, any excess energy that's produced just disappears, unlike with Buildcraft pipes, where it'll build up in the pipe and explode, because these store, I believe it's 100 MJ per circuit that it can store, so like these 3 together can store 100 MJ. But once it gets to 100, then it'll just, if an engine outputs more into it, it'll suck it out of the engine, but it'll just disappear, which is actually good. It's what you want. Because, yeah, with BuildCraft pipes, it would just screw it up. But anyway, so this is placing humus. I'm kind of curious what it'll do when it runs into this torch. Peat engine is slow for this. We want more power on that, but we can just let it go. So, yeah, I'm going to see what it does with this torch. One moment. Okay, just, wow. Killed it. Well, that's gone. Okay. Well, so apparently it kills torches. Anyway, it's going to build a whole ring around here. Once that's built, it'll start placing saplings. And once the saplings grow, the logger will chop them down, suck up their drops, and put their wood and things into this chest. So, the only bit of maintenance I'll have to do here is refill my peat engine, or I don't know if I'll use a peat engine for this ultimately. It's already planting saplings. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if I'll use a peat engine for this ultimately, but it seems okay. In my learning world, I used a solar panel and electrical engine, but I said I didn't want to use solar panels here. So I'm just going to let this go for a little while, and I'll show you what it looks like as it progresses. Ooh, there we go. I got impatient, so I borrowed a redstone energy cell. Now it's moving fast. Let's see if we can make it move faster. Oh yeah! Alright, planting saplings real quick. So it plants them in that diagonal pattern. Is this still draining? Ooh, yeah it is! Okay, so I don't think this actually needs to be running right now. I'll just leave the peat engine there for it to do its thing. But yeah, so it plants those saplings on the humus. Humus is kind of weird. It decays into sand, seemingly both after a certain interval of time and if a tree grows on it. And yeah, so the sort of the way this works is a peat bog uses sand as part of its bog earth crafting recipe. And this is ready to harvest again, but I have plenty of peat, so I'll just leave it. So it gives you dirt back when you harvest bog earth. I can just leave that. It'll repair itself. That's cool. So that is a way to turn sand into dirt. This is the opposite. This uses dirt in the crafting recipe of humus. All of them. Had my carpenter do this just to see. It's not going to be too much of a pain. I'll probably set up an aqueous accumulator under it. And yeah, so this turns dirt into sand. And actually, it looks like with that particular recipe, you'll get more sand back than the dirt you put in. So it turns dirt and mulch into sand at an 8:9 ratio. Cool. So that's a way to keep the supply of those stable, because right now I have way more dirt than sand. So those two sort of complement each other in that way. But anyway, I'd love to show you what this does when a tree grows, and I'll bet I can. Let's try bone mealing one of those. Oh, you can't bone meal them when they're on humus? Let's try cheating a bit. So I'm going to replace this with dirt, if it'll let me. Oh boy. You know what? Let's do it this way. So I'm going to borrow a sapling from here, just so it doesn't mess up its normal growth cycle, because it ignores everything inside this ring. So I'll place this, grow it. Now the logger should realize, oh hey, there's a tree there, and start chopping it down and picking up its drops and putting them in this chest. So let's see if that actually happens. Oh, redstone energy cell to the rescue. Haha, that made it go quick. Okay, so that chopped down the wood, and it'll just let those things decay, I guess. I don't know. I mean, this thing's getting power. I guess it's just not going fast enough to be chopping that down. Anyway, so those leaves will decay while this is getting power, which it is from the engine. It'll suck up the saplings and drops. Yeah, so I put the wood in there. Yep, already got 4 saplings. So yeah, basically just leave this. This will replant saplings as it runs out. Now, I will need to refill this. I can set up some pipes to put stuff into it, and we'll want to get this fully automated, because yeah, you need to get humus into it, saplings into it, which you can get saplings here, but humus you'll have to craft some other way, and sand out of it. So, oh, one of those grew. Cool. So yeah, there's a little more automation to do here, but I'm happy to just manually babysit it until we're ready to do that. So yeah, there's a tree farm for us. Anyway, this is getting long now, since I did an extra thing. So we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.